not real clearly, but whoa was water. Mama was mama. And so it's a wonderful thing to watch her come to life. And she had an extraordinary life, and this is what she said about it. She said, life is an exciting adventure or nothing at all, and most exciting when lived for others. And so we're always taught not to be selfish. Live for others, and then you're happy. There's a wonderful play that all of you have probably heard of or seen or acted in yourself called Our Town. It's from 1936, Thornton Wilder during the Depression. So there are very few props, and it's just about ordinary people in an ordinary little town. And there is a young mother there who's dying. Her name is Emily. And Emily has some young children, and she is dying. And she says this sentence, take it in. She says, I wonder if anyone ever realizes life while they live it. If we were on our deathbed, you know, what would be running through our heads if we had some consciousness? And her emphasis is on realizing life. You know, look at yourself, stop, think, watch, sit by the lake, go to the woods, look at the children sleeping and then getting up and so on. You are a sketch. I'll tell you, when I come out of my solitude and come in here and everybody's climbing, and trying to get everybody together, it's wonderful. And then the people with their walkers and their canes and so on, I tell them to save them because I'll soon be using them myself. And but life, it's just a wonderful experience. And I hope you feel as I do. But the last story I want to tell, which is a sad one, but by now you've heard of Arthur Miller and his great plays that, really emphasize the meaning of life and death. And the play that I want to quote is The Death of a Salesman. Most life is not about celebrity. It's about a guy like Willie Loman. That's the man's name. He's 60, and at that time his life was pretty near over, he thought, and he looked around and he hadn't done a whole lot. He still lived in a pretty ordinary house, and he had a lovely wife, but he was very discouraged. He didn't have a mansion, he didn't have a lot of money. He had worked real hard as a salesman, and that's a hard profession. You have to get used to people rejecting you. And so Willie Loman represents all kinds of men in their later years who wonder what they did with their life. And he was not happy with it at all, because he was looking for the wrong reasons to judge his life. He was judging about how much money he had made. And then he looked at his two sons, and he certainly preferred one over the other. One was Biff, and the other was called Happy. And he preferred Biff. And he was trying to live his life through Biff. I didn't make it, but my son Biff is going to make it. And he is going to be magnificent. And so he thought that if Biff had money, some money, maybe to go to college or something, then that would be his success. So the final scene is tragic. You hear Willie Loman taking off in his car, and you hear the screeching of the brakes and the crashing of the car, and he kills himself in order to gain $20,000 for his family. Isn't that sad? And doesn't it reflect a lot of other people's values? Willie didn't get it. He didn't get it at all. And so I hope you don't think that way, that you're here just to give your kids stuff and, make more money so that everybody... No, what Biff and Happy wanted was a happy father who gave himself to them and shared his life and his faith. So you take a good look at your life now and see what you value and where you're going, and have confidence that you are on your way home, and whatever you make here, you can't take it with you anyway.